Good afternoon, everybody. It is time for some New York Mets baseball. The game just started here. It is 0-0 in the top of the first inning. Washington Nationals at New York Mets. We are here. We are rocking and rolling today. So excited to be here with you. And we are going to be covering this Mets game from start to finish. Well, almost start to finish. We are MetropoliFins. We are YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. And so we're so excited to be here with you today. We're also going to be fixing and figuring out a couple little things on the stream, as well as we're just getting ready for the regular season, trying out our new background today as we roll with you here. There is currently 2 outs. Clay Holmes is pitching. There is a runner on first, and that ball is out of play. It's a 1-1 count. We're going to give you the full rundown of everybody who's starting, who's playing in this game, who's not, who's in, who's out. Clay Holmes is the starting pitcher for the Mets. That's the most important thing that you need to know here in this exact moment. All right, so we're going to just get a couple things going here. All right, so we're excited that you guys are here. Sorry, I had set up a different stream, but not through StreamYard. So I wanted to make sure I had the StreamYard stream ready to go. We're going to pull up this game here. I'm going to give you guys the full breakdown, who's starting, what the lineups are, and everything here today. So appreciate everybody hanging out with us here. It is 1-2 strikes. Clay Holmes pitching for the Mets. DeYoung is up for the Nationals. By the way, we'll get to it. How's it going, Travis? We have very bad news on the New York Mets front here. Francisco Alvarez is going to be missing 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks with a broken hand. Fractured left hand for Francisco Alvarez. The Mets get out of the top of the first inning. It is 0-0. Let me just show you this article here real quick while we're on commercial break. We got all sorts of things that we got to get you caught up on here today. So we'll just give you this quick breakdown. This is not good news. Francisco Alvarez suffered a fractured hamate bone in his left hand. It will require surgery. He's expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. And it will probably be longer than that because it is his receiving hand. It's a fluky injury. Obviously, it's just not anything there. And so obviously it's not good, but we're talking 6 to 8 weeks. So it's going to be interesting to see. Mets depth is just being tested. So the one thing I would say is Reitz has looked decent so far. So that's a little bit of good news, but I don't think, does this, are we going to see a Kevin Parada, or the Mets going to try to, because you got to have somebody else. But I've always said I want to have 2 good catchers on a team because you want these guys to be able to alternate and rest and different things. So definitely not good news on the Mets front. Yeah. So you'll probably have Terens and Reitz to start with. I hope Parada kind of took a step backwards from everything I heard from last year. So, but the door is open now for Parada to at least battle his way and try to work his way, because maybe he gets to start the year in AAA. And then if there's any sort of struggle from Reitz, different from that. All right, here's the lineup for the Mets. It's Francisco Lindor, Mark Vientos, Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Tyron Taylor, Alexander Canario, Luis De Los Santos. Jackson Reitz gets the start today at catcher. And so that's what we've got. So we got all sorts of stuff going on. We got breaking Mets news. Unfortunately, breaking is probably not the right term to use for this. And we're going to get you updated on the game. We're going to be with you all day today, all day for this game, talking about Mets baseball and just giving you everything that you need to know, keeping you updated on the game if you're not able to watch, or if you just want to watch alongside of us. Finally, we've got a game that's on TV that I can broadcast at the same time. So Lindor is up. It's 1-1 strike. Irvin is pitching. That's going to be low. 2-1 strike to Lindor, leading off the game here. I don't know. Are you guys like me and just ready to get to regular season games already? It's like, I just feel like all this, I know why you need it for the pitchers, but man, spring training just seems to last a long time. It's a foul ball back out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lindor. Oh, by the way, Eli Serrano, he's batting ninth. I think I cut him off when I was going through the lineups there in right field. So Clay Holmes had another solid inning pitch. By the way, I know some of you don't care, but I'm still a fan of DeGrom. DeGrom had 2 perfect innings in his first spring training start. So for those of you who are just kind of keeping an eye on DeGrom, got a grounder to first base. It is bobbled, and Lindor is going to reach base. Wow. I'm not sure what happened on that play. It looked like he had it, and then he just bobbled it or something. Let's see. Yeah, he kind of scooped it and flipped his glove up instead of sealing the glove shut. Kind of flipped the ball up and over his head. So Lindor is on first. The Mets do have a leadoff base runner. All right, Mark Vientos is up. That first pitch is called strike. So yeah, it's the Mets depth is definitely going to be tested. Mets depth is going to be tested here going into the regular season. That is a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Vientos. I hope everybody is doing well today. Yeah, that's definitely an E3 for sure, Stan. Got another ball that's fouled out of play. 1 ball and 2 strike to Vientos. One ball, 2 strikes. By the way, Beatty had another huge hit last night. Another foul back by Vientos here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It remains. I'm going to probably, I'll pick a background that doesn't have me in the background when we do this for other games. Yes, I agree. The Mets do have depth. I can't remember the last time the Mets had this much depth. Obviously, you never want to see injuries, but injuries are kind of inevitable in baseball too. So you've got to have the depth that if a guy is out, that your team can't just like tank just because one guy gets hurt. You got to have people who can come up who are ready to play. Lindor slides back on the pickoff attempt. So it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. There is nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. Nothing. Clay Holmes pitched a pretty clean first inning. That's going to be just a bit outside, and really just a bit, not a lot. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Vientos. They're talking right now on the stream about how Vientos can avoid that slump. Oh, that's pretty cool. Sounds good, Stan. I just wanted you to see that. Like, that's cool how your comment shows up there. You see that? I'm liking this. We're gonna be able to do this. That way, I can kind of like reward those of you guys who are posting awesome comments and show them on the stream. So sounds good, Stan. We'll talk to you in a bit. We'll be here. Got another foul ball out of play. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes to Vientos here. Lindor is on first. Vientos having a really good at bat. All right, here we go. Here's the payoff pitch. Vientos smokes it. He gets it up. It is gone! Home run! Mark Vientos. Well, he says, take that to a second-year slump. Told you he had a good at-bat. He saw all those pitches really well. Even the ones he was fouling back, he was just missing. He was right on him. That was such a great at-bat by Vientos. So good. So good. So that is a 2-0 lead to and for the New York Mets. I mean, he saw it, just a beautiful swing. So I've been warning, like, be prepared for a second-year sophomore slump for Vientos, but I hope it doesn't happen. I'm just prepared for it. So, Stan, you leaving. As soon as you left, Vientos hit the homer. All right, Pete Alonso is up. It's nice, right? Alonso grounds it up the middle, base hit. Just past CJ Abrams, their shortstop, I believe. And it continues rolling. Still nobody out. Pete Alonso on first base. Mets are up 2-0. Vientos has a really nice looking swing. Might be time to buy a couple of Vientos rookie cards. All right, we got a little meeting on the mound here as we go. Oh, Darryl Strawberry is in the dugout today. That's cool. All right. You're not missing any of the action right now. I just had a meeting at the mound. Talking about Darryl Strawberry is the Mets' all-time home run leader at 252. David Wright is 242. Pete Alonso is 226. So 27 home runs this season for Pete Alonso, make him the Mets' all-time home run leader. First pitch. This is Jeff McNeil up. McNeil gets to bat in the cleanup spot today. Remember this lineup today, there's no Soto. Soto's not even playing today. I mean, and you're still like completely comfortable with your top four, even without Soto here. Lindor, Vientos, Alonso. McNeil ripped it barely foul. Oh, man, he ripped that hard. Let's see. Ooh, that was close. That was barely foul. He ripped that one well. This Irvin, who's pitching for the Nationals, the Mets just have something on him today. What I like again about McNeil 3.0, he didn't like that call. He just kind of smiles it out. Oh, he rockets it! Oh, is that going to get out? It's going to bounce up against the wall. Almost a home run. That's going to be a double. A double for Jeff McNeil. Alonso had to hold up just a little bit. My goodness, the Mets are just launching it today. They're seeing the ball so well. Fastball right over the middle. McNeil just... Did it hit off the wall or did it bounce? It was really hard to see because kind of up in the yellow section. Mets have runners on second and third, up 2-0 in the bottom of the first. Nobody out. All right, here we go. Tyrone Taylor's up in the 5-hole. First pitch is like a curveball strike in there. So we are 2-0, but threatening for more. I'm telling you, Jeff McNeil 3.0 is here. That was a bad pitch. Taylor just swung at there. No balls and 2 strikes. Swung at ball 1. Oh, got him on 3 pitches. That was not a good at-bat for Tyrone Taylor. He swung at 2 balls, that at-bat. Completely overpowered. All right, so that's the first out of the inning, though, still. Bottom of the first, 2-0 Mets have runners on second and third. Alexander Canario is up, and he also swings at a bad pitch. So all of a sudden, the Mets went from rocketing the ball. Chauffeur delay. That's just inside. Wow, that could have been a call to strike. That was close. Yes, that was a good start. And I'm telling you, could you imagine, for all those that are hating on Beatty and McNeil, could you imagine if those guys come out on fire? This lineup is crazy deep. even with the Alvarez news, at least you have Torrens who can hit. This lineup could just be so deep if Beatty and McNeil can both put the ball in play. That's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Alexander Canario. It's going to be very interesting to see if Canario is going to make the cut. Of course, and he swings and misses there. Of course, there's still questions about Nimmo's injury too. But it's just amazing, like even with guys out or not playing today, like this top 4 is just so good. So Nimmo's going to have no baseball activity for the next 2 to 4 days. So the Mets are going to be stretched here. The Mets are going to be stretched. Yeah. No, for sure. And I think the top 4, if we put out our optimal top 4, it's among the best too. It just kind of depends on how that middle, 5, 6, 7. Luis De Los Santos is up, by the way, right now, 2 balls and 1 strike. The Mets have runners on second and third, but there are 2 outs now. So at back-to-back strikeouts when guys had a chance to just put the ball in play to try to score a run. So now we need a hit. De Los Santos holds off, checks a swing there. 3 balls, 1 strike. So the Mets absolutely just dominated Irvin the first 4 batters and then had back-to-back pretty weak at bats. I would say definitely not impressive for Tyrone Taylor and Canario. Well, that's called a strike on the outside corner. Yes. I mean, if Vientos doesn't have a sophomore slump, this lineup is better than what it is, or what I was expecting it to be. That's ball 4. So the bases are going to be loaded for Jackson Reitz, who suddenly has a lot more opportunity to play than what he was thinking. We're 32 pitches in, by the way. We might get a pitching change here. Is this just going to be a visit, or is it going to be a pitching change? They're actually doing a mound visit here. So, bases loaded for the Mets. Bottom of the first. 2 outs, 2 runs in. Mets are up 2-0. The top 4, Lindor, Vientos, Alonso, McNeil, absolutely dominated Irvin. And then Taylor had an ugly at-bat. Canario had not a great at-bat. But De Los Santos worked a tough walk. And now it's Jackson Reitz. Now, for those of you who missed it earlier, Francisco Alvarez is going to be out for at least 6 to 8 weeks. Pitch 1 is a ball outside. So Luis Torrens will be most likely your opening day starter, but Jackson Reitz now potentially slides into this backup catcher role here. So again, this is why you don't want to be rooting against players. You want everybody to do their best. Reitz pulls that one foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. You don't have to like everybody on your team, but you definitely want to be rooting for everybody on your team. That's inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jackson Reitz. Reitz has a chance to impress here. Now, I don't know if the Mets are looking. Obviously, they're always searching to make the team as good as possible. I have no idea if the Mets are searching outside the organization. Reitz hits it up. It's popped, but it's going to get out of play. So it's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jackson Reitz. I agree, Stan. This is a good test for Reitz. Isn't that cool? I love being able to put the comments up on the screen because it's great. We're going to be able to encourage people to actively contribute and say good stuff, and doing that. So, yeah. Reitz hits this one foul out of play as well, off to the right side. So right away, I can tell you at least he's battling here, right? It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fallon pitches off. So let's see. Let's see if we can just get it here. Because what you're looking, right? You're going to lose. Losing Alvarez, you want someone who can have a little bit of power from this spot. Oh! He rips it! He rips it! It's gone! Grand slam! Jackson Reed! Grand slam! Jackson Reed says, you give me an opportunity, I'm gonna take that opportunity. My goodness, what a great at-bat. Fouling off pitches. Well, kept his head down. I mean, this pitcher has had what a rough first inning for this pitcher. Right off the foul pole. Grand slam. New York Mets, absolutely. Hey, Jackson Reed says, don't look outside the organization. I'm right here. I'm ready. I'm ready for the role of being, man, talk about clutch pressure situation. And I know, like, people don't understand, like, oh, it's just spring training game. These are guys who are fighting for spots on major league rosters. You don't think that Jackson Reed's cared about that when he knows a spot to maybe make the roster, the opening day roster is on the line, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the first? It absolutely matters because he's saying, look, don't look for somebody outside the organization. You have your man. I'm here. I put in all the work. I'm ready to go. So we'll see. Yep. This is like, you got to remember, and even the guys who won't make the Mets, they're battling to be, traded to another team or whatever. Like, they're just battles, battle, fight for these spots. That's what you want to see. Yeah, absolutely. So we actually do have a pitching change here. So we're on commercial break. Let's look up Jackson Reed's here. He deserves that. He deserves us to look up his thing. So let's go. Let me do. We'll look up Jackson Reed's here. All right. So in spring training, he hasn't had a great spring training. He was 1 for 11 going into that at bat. But now let's look back over the last year from the Giants, he only got in 6 games, 2 hits and 14 at bats. But then let's look at his minor league stats here. By the way, Grissom Jr. is now in for the Nationals. Eli Serrano is up for the Mets. The Mets have batted around in this. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike. But we're going to do this. But if you look, 2022, he had 30 homers in the minors. 2023 had 17 homers in the minors. So hitting 264, 243, 254. But as he's moved up, his batting average has gotten better the last couple of years, averaging about 250 in the minors. So Pee Wee Reeds, I like it. I like it. Yeah. So it's a chance. And I mean, the thing is, it's like when you get to the majors, it's so hard to judge. Like, obviously teams have to, but total, like, he's played 8 games in the majors in his entire career. 2 games with the Nationals, 6 games with the Giants. Like, it's hard to really get into a little bit of a rhythm, but be interesting to see. And Serrano is going to walk, so the Mets continue this first inning. The leadoff walk, and that's going to bring up Francisco Lindor. So this is Marquise Grissom Jr. By the way, for some of you, you might remember Marquise Grissom. I remember him from when I was a kid. Career 272 average, 227 home runs, 429 stolen bases. ALCS MVP in 97. So he was good. He wasn't like an all-time great. He's kind of one of those guys that get forgotten, but I do remember him. Yeah, the Mets are having a great first inning. We're still the first inning. It's 6-0 in the bottom of the first. There are 2 outs. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch is a ball to Francisco Lindor's second at-bat of the inning. 20-0. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Holmes could get the complete game with 3 innings pitched. Absolutely, that could happen. That's inside. They're going to do a throw down to first behind Serrano. He gets back. I think that last pitch was a ball. It should be 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, there we go. They updated it. 2 balls and 1 strike to Lindor. Mets are up 6-0 with a runner on first. Everyone has had a good at bat except Tyrone Taylor, and that was about it. Grounder to first, smoked but stopped, knocked down by the first baseman, and the Nationals are out of the inning. But that was a great first inning. Jackson Reitz, the hero of the inning, with a grand slam. So again, for those of you who missed it earlier, Francisco Alvarez is out at least 6 to 8 weeks with a fractured left hand, which is his receiving hand. So I'll put that article up on the screen here really quick so you can see that. For those of you who missed it, again, that news broke. I don't know what time that broke. Not long ago, in the last hour or two. So I just want to see if the article has any more about the backup spot. So basically says, this article, I'll just highlight it here, says Luis Torrens will assume starting catcher duties, which that was no doubt. While Hayden Singer, Jackson Reitz, and Chris Williams will be candidates to serve as the backup. And I mean, if you're Singer or Williams and you just saw Reitz hit that grand slam, I mean, what a sinking feeling, because this is your opportunity. But they'll all get a shot in the game. But man, that's just what a way to make a. It's not a first impression, but it kind of almost is, right? Like, it's one thing when you're at spring training and you're just invited and you're headed to the minors. But when you know that there's a position on the line, you get a shot, and you just absolutely. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Sorry, I haven't been sharing my screen the way I thought I was. There we go. So that's what we got going on there. All right. So we are back at it here. Going to the top of the second inning, Clay Holmes is pitching for the Mets. Snowballs and 1 strike. First pitch strike here. Yeah. Well, and you need these guys to be back healthy for the stretch run. And if I can say there's any benefit to it, of course the negative is you're not going to have his bat in the lineup and all of his work framing pitches and all the work that he's done. But maybe he won't be exhausted at the end of the season. Of course, he's going to just be kind of getting going in June when everybody else is 2 months under their belts. I mean, it's certainly disappointing. Clay Holmes looking good. There's another swing and a miss strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So, but again, I mean, the Mets' depth is being tested. And strike 3, swinging. Man, Holmes looks good. Holmes looks good today. I mean, he's looked good all spring. Garcia was just completely fooled. It's like looking like, what even is that pitch? First pitch is high, ball 1. This is Alex Call is up for the Nationals now. Foul ball out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. That pitch is barely a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Guess the Mets aren't going to use a challenge on that one. That is true too, Stan. Absolutely. We've got multiple benefits. Obviously, you don't want to see players hurt, but you have to do that. That is a walk. There was definitely a couple of pitches in there that were kind of close, but I think it's okay. Let's let Clay Holmes pitch with a runner on here. See how he can handle that. They're saying it's super hot over there today. Woo! That ball got away way high in. 1 ball and no strikes. All right. Let's see you bear down, Holmes. That pitch is in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, and the other thing is, let's say Jackson Reitz can have like let's say he gets the call. We don't know who's going to get the backup role, but let's say Jackson Reitz comes in and can produce. Alvarez comes back. You're good at the trade deadline. Now you've got a catcher who is trade bait for you down the road, down the stretch run. So there are always silver linings. Of course, nothing good about the player himself. Chopper to Vientos at third. Tries to make the turn to first. Won't get it there in time. All right, sounds good, Stan. Serve well. Serve well, Stan. We'll talk to you later. So we got the runner who's retired at second, but fielder's choice there is how it's going to go down. Probably could have been a double play ball there. It was, I don't know. I think that was kind of a hard, how he's taking on the run. It's hard to get a lot on the throw. All right. Ooh, they almost got him at first. That was a good pickoff move there. Good pickoff. So Nationals have a runner on first. Mets are up 6-0 in the top of the second. Yeah, you're constantly looking. This is how you build. If you can raise up guys who have been like career quadruple A players, if you can figure out how to get them over the hump, there's usually low investment pieces, get them over the hump, then trade them for either other major league ready stars or future talent that you can keep doing it with. So, yeah. All right, here we go. 2 strikes here is the count. Ooh! They're going to challenge that. That was close. Jackson Reitz thinks it was a strike. Is he right? Oh, no. And missed by 3 inches. Oh, I got him to swing and miss at a ball in the dirt. So that is it. Clay Holmes will get out of the inning. That is our 3 outs. Clay Holmes has not given up a hit yet. Clay Holmes is like on the verge of basically pitching a spring training shutout through 9 innings. Let's look up his stats here. I always like doing that as we get to commercial breaks. You're on commercial break, so you are not missing anything as we speak. All right. So he's pitched 2 more scoreless innings, technically 2 more hitless innings. Yes, Clay Holmes has now officially pitched 9 innings of shutout ball in spring training this year. I know that doesn't mean too much here. Let me share that with you so you guys can see this. Let's try this. We'll try that layout here. So hopefully you guys can see this. Well, I don't know. Does that include today or not? I guess I don't know if that includes today or not. I don't know how quickly this updates, but oh yeah, so that is 8 innings. So this is his line so far. It updates at the end of each inning, it looks like here. So 3 games started this spring, no runs given up, 9 strikeouts with a .5, a whip of .5 in spring training. So that's what we have. This is very interesting. The starting pitcher for the Nationals, who came out at the end of the first inning, is back in the game. This is not something you can normally do. This is a totally unique spring training situation that you're allowed to do this. This is not a new rule change or anything like that. So Lindor is up, but they wanted apparently to get more work for Irvin. And it does get Lindor to pop out here. So this is a very rare thing, but they just probably felt that his stress level was too high that first inning, brought in a reliever, and now Irvin is back in the game. They probably also didn't want him to leave, like giving up a grand slam, and like, that's it. That was your spring training start. So Pete Alonso is up, 1 out in the bottom of the second, 6-0 for your New York Mets. First pitch is a strike. That's also going to be a strike. Oh, no balls and 2 strikes to Pete Alonso. So starting pitcher Irvin for the Nationals is back in after coming out at the end of the first, or near the end of the first inning. He's at 43 pitches. That's a ball outside to Pete. Pete hits it, but misses it just a little bit off the end of the bat. It looked good at first, but it's kind of weaker contact. It's kind of off the end of the bat. It's going to be a fly out to left field. So Irvin's coming back a little bit stronger this inning than when he was taken out at the bottom of the first. So there are 2 outs here. And Jeff McNeil 3.0. Jeff McNeil 3.0 is up. McNeil had a nice rip in the bottom of the first, now up in the bottom of the second. Swings at a pitch that would have been ball 1. No balls and 1 strike to Jeff McNeil. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. We are MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. That ball is just a bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. McNeil grounds that off first base side. That ball's inside to Jeff McNeil. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes to McNeil. That one's low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Another very patient at bat for McNeil. You got to remember, for those of you who are done with McNeil, look at his second half last year. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't vintage batting champion McNeil, but it was just a lot better. And in spring this year, looking a lot better. He looks a lot more loose, having more fun on the field. That's inside, and he works a walk. It's 2 really good at bats for McNeil today. Really good. Tyrone Taylor had a horrible first at bat. Let's see if there's a little redemption here. That first pitch is a strike. Wow. This pitcher for the Nationals is already over 50 pitches. It's one of the highest pitch counts I've seen so far. Taylor fouls that one off. No balls and 2 strikes. So, yeah, Tyrone looked completely overmatched and struck out in the first inning. So we're looking for a little redemption here. Fouls, grounds that to third. Thought it was going to be a foul ball. That's just another weak at bat, I would say. That was two subpar at bats for Tyrone Taylor. Out on 3 pitches there, weak contact. Kind of get there with 2 strikes sometimes, but not impressed with Taylor so far today. Let's see what the Mets can put together here. As we are going to the top of the 3rd inning, Mets are winning 6-0. Clay Holmes pitching. He needs to pitch 1 more inning to complete a 9-inning spring training shutout. So far, Clay Holmes has pitched 8 shutout innings in spring. Travis Berg, let's go Mets. Absolutely. They are showing out today. Jackson Reitz, knowing that there is now a backup catcher position on the line with Francisco Alvarez set to be out 6 to 8 weeks or even longer. Jackson Reitz shows out with a grand slam in the bottom of the 1st inning saying, hey, pick me. I want to join this team. So it'll be interesting to see if the Mets are going to look outside the organization for a backup, but I would imagine since this is not a season-ending injury, you're much more likely to try to just patch this hole from the inside. And if you don't have to replace Alvarez. You just have to get a percentage of his production. And so it'll be really nice if this is the first of many highlights for Jackson Reitz. Is a player who's only had very limited. We were looking at stats. He's played less than 20 major league games. Got a little shot with the Nationals, a little shot with the Giants, but sometimes this is all it takes, right? All it takes is just one opportunity to get in and do that. So we'll see what we have going on here. All right, we're headed to the top of the 3rd inning. All right, Clay Holmes continues to pitch. First pitch is a called strike right down the middle. Andrew Knizner. I don't know how to say that name. That's check swing for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Knizner. I don't know. I have a hard enough time saying all the Mets players' names, let alone learning every single player who the Nationals have on this game. No balls and 2 strikes. By the way, last Sunday I was at the Twins versus Rays spring training game. The Mets got shellacked by the Red Sox, so this is a lot better than that. That ball is fouled back. Remains no balls and 2 strikes. Knizner is how they're saying it. All right, here we go. No balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 3rd. Mets up 6-0. And he gets them swinging and missing. Clay Holmes gets another strikeout. Absolutely looking great today. Ooh, way out in front of it. He was looking fastball. Or looking, I don't know what he was looking for. He must have been looking for a changeup. First pitch here, next batter for Holmes. CJ Abrams is up for the Nationals. That's a ball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Appreciate all you guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe as we are covering this game live. That's ball outside as well. 2 balls, no strikes to CJ Abrams at the plate. That's a strike right down the middle. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss there. I'm fiddling with some of the things here because we want to try to keep making this as good of an experience as possible for you. And he did not hold up. Swing and a miss. That's another out. That's 3 straight strikeouts for Clay Holmes here in the top of the third. James Wood is now up for the Mets. Let's go. Let's edit. There, you guys like the little update banner? I can just update it as the game goes on. We're gonna just keep trying to make this quick and easy. If you're just tuning in, you just need to catch the score real quick. We want to be helpful for you. I know not all of you are going to care to sit and listen to an entire stream the whole way through. We're going to try to have lots of fun as we do it. But there you go. So if you're just tuning in, you can see the score there. So we're going 2 balls, 1 strike. It's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike to James Wood. So let me know if you like the little scrolling banner across the bottom. We'll keep trying to improve the stream. That looked like a nice pitch, but they're going to call that a ball. So that's going to be a walk for James Wood. That's okay. Holmes seems fine, like working, because you kind of want to have these situations where you're learning how to do this. Senga, Peterson, Holmes, those are our top 3. And then it's McGill, Blackburn, and Canning. The next 3 that are going to be looking to take the rest of the starts. David Peterson's looking good right now. So we're waiting for Frankie Montas and Sean Manaea to get back, but that's going to be a while. Montas quite a while. Manaea a few weeks for sure, maybe longer. Blackburn's the one I really don't trust. I don't know as much about Griffin Canning as I probably should, but I would probably slot Blackburn as the number 6 starter or let him be like the long relief in the bullpen if you need that. I feel like if you start Blackburn, you're going to need the long relief. 3 balls and no strikes. So we've got Holmes struggling here a little bit, which is good to see. Not that you want him to struggle, but you want to see how they can pitch through struggles. So let's see what we got here. He's at 50 pitches here. That's called strike on the outside corner. So you're now to the point, right? So when we first were watching these games, it was 35 pitches. They were pulling pitchers out. Well, now you gotta start building up that arm. So he's at 50 pitches, which is not the most efficient. That's a called strike too. Full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So you got to learn. Of course, it's warm, which takes a lot out of you. Whereas when you go home to start the season, you might be playing in some cooler environments and stuff too. But it's how you build up the stamina. That's why you have spring training. And he gets him, swing and a miss, strike 3. So he does get 3 strikeouts to retire the Nationals this inning with 1 walk. So I don't really consider that striking out the side. I don't know if you guys do, but to me, striking out the side is 3 in a row. But it remains. So then what we will do, we're going to update the banner here. Can I? So we can bottom. There we go. I wish there was a slightly more efficient way to do it, but that's what we got for now. I think it's better than nothing. Let me know. What do you guys think? What do you think of the scrolling banner? Is that helpful to you if you're just kind of coming in? I'm trying to figure out if there's some other way too I could. But I can only screen share one thing at a time. So I don't want to have I don't want to have that as a screen share. All right, so you're not missing anything. We're on commercial break right now. It is 6-0 Mets. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Yes, the Mets scored 6 runs in the first. So due up for the Mets in the bottom of the 3rd inning is Alexander Canario, Luis De Los Santos, and Jackson Reitz. Reitz already has a grand slam in this game. Alexander Canario did not have a great first at bat either, so Tyron Taylor had 2 poor at bats in a row. Let's hope it's not the same for Canario. All right, Irvin is coming back out for the Nationals. Now, this Irvin kid for the Nationals, he pitched the first. They pulled him at the end of the first after he gave up the grand slam. But in spring training, you're allowed to put a guy back in, so they did that. He pitched the second, and now he's got him pitching the third. He's already at 56 pitches, so I wonder if they're going for close to 70 pitches. I'll be interested to see. Are they going to stretch Clay Holmes out a little bit more here this game, or is he going to be done? Clay Holmes' pitch count is 54. He has pitched 9 shutout innings to start spring training. So let's hope that will transfer over to the regular season as well. 3 balls and 1 strike to Canario, and he swings at a bad pitch. I don't know. Tyron Taylor and Alexander Canario not having the greatest games here today. Just weak at bats, especially in that count. As a 3-1 count, that was a really bad choice of a pitch to swing at there. Six nothing New York Mets, 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. And we got De Los Santos is up for the Mets. First pitch is a called strike. Luis De Los Santos up for the Mets. Everyone who's got their seat in the sun looks really hot today. That's why if you go to spring training game, I know it sounds good watching baseball sit in the sun. Don't do it. Pay for the seats where you can sit in the shade. Pay for the seats where you can sit in the shade. That is rule number 1 of spring training baseball. I'll tell you, as someone who's done both, another ground ball, weakly grounded to third base for De Los Santos. That is going to be an out. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Jackson Reitz, the hero of the day, gets a nice little applause coming to the plate. He had the grand slam earlier in the game. First pitch is going to be a ball outside. So Irvin's going for his opportunity to get some revenge. AAA, he had 254 with 5 homers, 34 RBIs last year. So trying to make the Mets roster as the backup catcher now that Francisco Alvarez is going to be out for the next 6 to 8 weeks or more. Second pitch is a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the next pitch. That is outside in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike to Jackson Reitz. He has a grand slam earlier in the game. Mets are up 6-0. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Mets scored all 6 runs in the first. That's a strike. He was taken all the way on that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reitz fouls that one out of play. And he swings and misses at a ball high and inside. So Reitz cannot follow up his grand slam with something good, but that doesn't matter today. That will end the third inning. They're talking about Alvarez. They said he just hurt his hand swinging in batting practice yesterday. Definitely makes you wonder if there's maybe something already there. And so I don't know. Don't know. But definitely a bummer for the Mets, an opportunity for other players such as Jackson Reitz to try to make the squad. All right, let's update our banner here because we are going to the top of the 4th inning. There we go. Nationals nothing, Mets 6. Does that read well? Let me know. I want to just make sure this experience is as good for you guys as it can possibly be. Is that the best way? I can only do a single line. I can't do multiple lines because otherwise I would do them as separate lines. It won't allow me to do that, or at least if it does, I don't know how to do that yet. I haven't learned. So, but I hope that this is helpful, especially if you're just kind of popping in. You want to see the score here really quick. Your New York Mets are leading 6-0. They scored 6 runs in the first inning, highlighted by a grand slam by Jackson Reitz, who is auditioning for the New York Mets backup catcher position. Appreciate all of you. If you haven't yet signed up for our giveaway, we're giving away 2 cards, a Nick Madrigal rookie card and a David Peterson rookie card. So I got to add the image. I forgot. I set this up the other day. I just got to, apparently I'm going to have to add it after every time we do it, but that's okay. We'll learn how to do it. Holmes is out pitching again here in the 4th inning. This is the longest he has gone. First time he's pitched in the 4th inning. All right, that's the rookie card that we are giving away. You can sign up using the pinned comment. I'll also post it up here on the screen. Giving away a David Peterson rookie card. Sign up through that link. It's the pinned comment. It's also in the description below if you are watching this on replay. We're going to be drawing very, very soon. We were just giving away Nick Madrigal, but then he got hurt and is out for the season. Maybe we'll never play a game for the Mets, so we had to add something else to make it better. So we're adding a David Peterson rookie card as well. You don't have to give me your mailing address unless you win, but you'll get a discount code to my eBay store, and you will also be entered in all future drawings that and giveaways that we do on this channel. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clay Holmes pitching here for the Mets in the top of the fourth. He has pitched 9 shutout innings in spring training so far for the Mets. Mets are up 6-0. We're at the top of the fourth inning. That pitch is high. It's going to be a full count here to DeYoung. DeYoung. There's the pitch. Fouls it off. It was a good pitch. Decided to swing at the very last second. Let's go, Mets. Thank you, Travis, for hanging out with us here today. That ball is also fouled off, this time down the third base line. So, good little battle going on here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, top of the fourth. Nobody out. That is strike 3, swing and a miss. That is his 8th strikeout. 8 of his 10 outs have been through strikeouts. Yeah, these players on this changeup are just so far out in front. They're looking fastball. Luis Garcia Jr. rips one. That's going to land, bounce against the wall, fielded, thrown in. That is going to be a double. So that is the first hit. That's the first hit of the day for the Nationals in the fourth. He held back on that one. So that is the first hit. Holmes has only given up a couple hits all of spring. He has yet to give up a run this spring. Hopefully we didn't just jinx that, but Alex Call is batting for the Nationals here. This is, just so you know, if you're keeping track of pitch counts, pitch 64. So this is the furthest that Holmes has been stretched out so far this string. But that's, again, what you have to do. First pitch is fouled out of play down the right side. You've got to stretch these pitchers out and got to get them ready so they can be pitching 80, 90, 100 pitches once you get into the regular season. You need these guys to pitch some innings here. So let's go Mets, Charles. Absolutely. Thank you, Charles, for hanging out with us. You got the Mets avatar. We're cheering on the Mets 6-0. Clay Holmes is looking sharp. Of course, he is pitching. This is the most innings and most pitches that he's pitched all spring. That ball is rocketed, stabbed. Caught by McNeil. Really nice defensive play by McNeil right there. That saved a run for sure. That's probably going to be it for Clay Holmes here. 67 pitches. Phenomenal. Now, technically, 8 strikeouts. 8 strikeouts on the day. Gets a nice ovation leaving the field. Technically, that runner on second is his responsibility. Yeah, he's looking great. Clay Holmes is looking amazing. If there is a Cy Young for spring training, Clay Holmes would have to be at the start of the list. So technically, the runner on second is his responsibility. 8 strikeouts today. Remember, he got 11 batters out. 8 of 11. 8 of 11 strikeouts. That changeup has just had guys absolutely fooled. So you just call him Cy Holmes, right? We could just go. There you go. That could be Cy Holmes. So, hey, thank you, Charles. Appreciate the sub. We're going to be trying to cover as many games as we can. So all the subs, the likes, the subscribes, the shares, all that is just so helpful. I'm so thankful for supporting the channel. So thank you so much. All right, we got our banner. So give me some feedback if you guys like this. I don't want it to be too busy. But I do want it to be like if people just pop in really quick, they can know what is going on. Actually, we're still technically top of the fourth. I forgot. It's pitch and change, not end to inning. So Mendoza, Soto, Holmes. Yeah, it is true. The little brother taking charge. All right, I like the background. You like the scrolling score on the bottom? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Like, I'm trying to make sure that this is like a better experience, especially since I'm not like a super cool YouTuber who has like a legit background yet. It's just, maybe someday we can build that out. But until then, I just want it to be something where it's going to feel good. All right, Dakota Hawkins is your new pitcher for the Mets. All right, the ball is grounded. Nice play. I wasn't grounded. It was a little liner, soft liner. I thought it was grounded. Soft liner. Well, there's the pitching change. Doesn't even matter. Inning's over now. So it gets out of the inning. So no runs officially no runs for Clay Holmes for the day. All right, I'm going to just do a quick little run. I will be right back with you. We are in commercial break, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back at it. Excited to have you guys here today. I got an update. All right, good. Thank you, Sam. Glad that you like that. We're trying to make it a good experience for sure. Bottom of the sixth. And right away, Eli Serrano is going to fly out to CJ Abrams for the first out in the bottom of the sixth. Let's get this. I'll get better at this, and we'll figure out how to make things faster, but let's update the ticker. We're back to the top of the lineup here. It is Francisco Lindor. It is 6-0 Mets in the bottom of the fourth inning. Yep, I agree. And the fact that he's doing it, they're saying it's super hot there. It's in the 80s. Lindor flies it. It's going to be a fly out to the center fielder there. It's going to be 2 outs. And just the fact that, I mean, he's been pitching like 30 to 40 pitches and then he got like 60. What was his final pitch count? Let me see. His final pitch count was 67 pitches. And obviously it wasn't the most efficient pitching performance because a lot of the counts went kind of deep. There were some walks in there. It wasn't it wasn't as. I mean, the strikeouts were there, but the control wasn't there quite as much today. We got Marky V. We should not forget, and all this talk of Jackson Reeds, don't forget that Mark Vientos hit a 2-run homer this game already, too. Yeah, exactly. No, I would say the only at-bats that have been pretty disappointing today, Tyron Taylor has looked really disappointing. And Alexander Canario both put together some kind of weak at-bats. I think that was probably the low light. That's ball. 3 balls, 1 strike to Vientos, so he's looking for a pitch to drive here for sure. Wow. I did not realize Mark Vientos was number 5 in slugging percentage last season. Like in the was that the National League? Hold on. Yeah, in the National League. So he was number 5 behind, it was Shohei, Ketel Marte, Marcelo Zuna, Bryce Harper, and Mark Vientos. 5th in slugging percentage. All right, and Vientos works the walk. All right. Now, Irvin started for the Nationals. He was taken out in the bottom of the first after giving up the grand slam, came back in for the second, went back out for the third and the fourth, and he is now officially out of the game for real. 81 pitches for this Irvin kid for the Nationals. And so, yeah, I like this patient mindset of, because you're going to need to be patient with the Mets because they're not going to want to pitch to all these guys. You got to force them to pitch to you because they're going to be like, well, I'm going to want to pitch around Soto and then I want to pitch around Vientos. Well, that's fine. Take the walks because you can do damage up and down the lineup, which is really nice. And so not every good at bat will lead to a walk, but most walks result from good at bats. I mean, occasionally there's just a time a pitcher is so wild that every pitch is going to just, like, walks are easy. But most of the time in the majors, walks are hard. They're hard fought, hard battled, and you have to do that. So I agree. Like, yeah, I mean, I got the Little League bias, but I mean, my son walks a lot in Little League, and I'm good with that because I don't want him swinging at junk. I don't want him just out there just swinging at pitches just because you're at the plate. Like, yeah, I want him to hit the ball, but if they're not going to be good pitches to hit, don't swing at bad pitches. That's for sure. All right. We are at a pitching change right now. Mets have a runner on first with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. All right, here's the pitching change for you. We'll post it on the screen as well so you can see it. Brad Lord. It's a good Sunday name. Pete Alonso's first pitch swinging. It's a fair ball down in the right field corner. Pete is going to get a double out of it. They're going to hold Vientos at third. We got runners on second and third. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch swing. Nice fastball. Going the other way with it. That's something that you want to see with Pete. Like, obviously, you want to see him drive homers, but you're going to swing at a pitch that's kind of outside. Let him hit the other way. It's good. Is Pete coming out of the game? No. I thought Pete was making a motion that he was going to be subbed out. Not yet. They're going to give him a couple more innings. You're starting to see these guys are starting to play like 5 innings now. Jeff McNeil is up. Hopefully, Jeff McNeil 3.0. He's already had 2 good at-bats today. A nice double and Also a good walk that he earned in the second inning. Here he is with a chance to do some more damage here. That's going to be a strike just on the side corner. So it's no balls and 2 strikes. Let's see how McNeil can battle here. Yeah. I'd love to have a team that was full of like 30 home run hitters. You don't need. All right, that's a ground ball up the middle. It's going to score a run. Oh, no, I guess there was 2 outs. Sorry. I missed that there was 2 outs. I thought there was only 1 out. My bad. That would have scored a run. But that is going to end the inning. My fault on that. All right. Here we go. It is going to remain then 6-0. The Mets. We are going to go to the top of the 5th. We'll see if we get a pitching change. We'll give you any updates here. Yeah, sorry. I forgot about Eli Serrano. He had the early fly out that inning, so that was the first out. My bad on that. That's why I'm not a professional play-by-play announcer. Yeah, I've seen a couple times that he's been really aggressive on the base paths. I agree with you, Stan. I agree. All right, well, we are MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel, so we are glad to have you here. We're doing a giveaway of a David Peterson rookie card. We're going to throw that image up on the screen. That card could be yours. You just have to sign up at the link. It's the pinned comment. It's also the first link that's down in the description below. You can do that, and we would love to have you do that. We're giving this card away just as a celebration for hitting 100 subscribers. So we're super excited to have you guys here with us. So we're going to be doing that drawing really soon. We were giving away a Nick Madrigal rookie card. You're still going to get that card too. Whether or not he plays with the Mets, you'll still get that bonus card. So we're going to do that. So, but this is your chance since we're on commercial break. Sign on up. Oh, we got Timmy trumpets. Hold on, I have a trumpet. Where is my trumpet? I got a trumpet. Why is this going weird? Hold on. My computer is going nuts. Sorry about that. All right, I got a trumpet. All right, there we go. I got a trumpet. Actually, so it's funny. My kids got the trumpet from church today because they were learning about the walls of Jericho. So I know it doesn't show up quite as well. We're going to have to, because it's like goldish, so it kind of like almost detects it as green, but we got a trumpet. Might not work as well with the green screen as I had hoped. What happens if I hold it here? Well, that kind of works, right? On the black. So we got a trumpet. We have a trumpet. Oh my goodness. My goodness. My computer, sorry, is like going nuts right now. I'm not sure what in the world's going on. All right, it's 2 balls and 1 strike is the count here. Edwin Diaz is in for the Mets. 2 balls, 1 strike. My apologies for the computer going wild there. Excited that Edwin Diaz is in. And that's a walk. So, once again, Edwin Diaz is struggling with control. That's okay. We're going to do that. Impressiveness this spring. Number 1 is Holmes. Pete's selectivity, and Soto proving he is underpaid. Yeah. I'll tell you what. It's hard to argue with any of those. High and tight from Edwin here. Edwin is just really struggling to find his command here. So let's see. Let's see how he can battle. Because I would say least impressive. My least impressive, well, obviously it's only Edwin's second, but he has not looked sharp. Francisco Alvarez was still chasing. That one's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Francisco Alvarez still chasing that outside pitch. I would say those two have been not impressive. And I would say, I don't know, I'm a little tainted here just with today, but Tyrod Taylor hasn't been super impressive to me in spring as well. So those would be some of my least impressive things. Yeah. Is he overthrowing? I'm wondering. I'm trying to like watch his actual mechanics here. I wonder if he like I know he's a power pitcher. I just almost feel like he's just overthrowing. So he got another ball. So that is 3 balls and 1 strike. And he goes high, walks him. So I mean, again, I'm not in panic mode here about Edwin per se, but you want to see progress here. And this is good call by Reitz to come out to the mound and talk with him. You know, it's got to be tough, right? Like, he wants to contribute, he wants. But I just wonder, like, if I'm counseling Edwin here, what I'm telling him is, look, let's take a break from everything and let's just throw some strikes. I don't even care if you get completely lit up, right? These games don't matter. So let's just get back to throwing strikes. Take something off. Yeah, there's another ball. Like, take something off your pitches and just start throwing strikes. I mean, you're definitely getting to the point where, are you ready to see him? Are you going to want to see him in the 9th inning, the first game of the season? Yeah, Mets fans looking concerned. Another ball, 2 balls, no strikes. It's another ball. 3 balls and no strikes. But here's the thing. He's a professional. He's got to process through. There's the strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. But I mean, it's not good. It's definitely not good. His pitch count is 15 pitches, 4 strikes. Here, CJ Abrams grounds that one foul. He was way out in front of it. So we got a full count here. So let's see. Yeah, no, I agree, Stan, especially when you're struggling. When you're struggling, go back to what you know works. If they beat you, especially in a spring training game, they beat you. Hey, he got him on the slider that time. That was not a strike, though. So there's the other question here, which is are players just learning to lay off that slider? If it's not quite as sharp, can they pick something up? I wonder if there's some sort of tell, because it's not like they would always swing at only strikes. That pitch is inside. It's ball 1. I think the other thing with Diaz is he's got to work from being ahead in the count. If he's working from behind in the count, that's a difficult position for his slider to be in. And I think he'd be better off just trying to save that slider a little bit more for a 2-strike count and just go fastball changeup early on in the count. Or if you get ahead, right? If you get ahead, then start doing that. Yeah, something like that, Stan. Exactly. It goes fastball again. See, so he can get ahead with a fastball. So just try to get ahead with a fastball. Throw the slider. If the count gets even or you get behind, you go back to fastball. Fastball, fastball, fastball. You get ahead 0-2, throw the slider. You could throw it 3 times in a row. But it's 1-2 now. So now he's done a couple of fastballs. Now you're 1-2. Now throw the slider. It's not that big. Like, and that's why I would say, though, too, how much of this is just Edwin trying to get command of his slider, right? So maybe he knows his slider's not there yet, so he's pitching more sliders, and it's leading to walks in a spring training game that doesn't matter. And so that's where I think you've got to have a little bit of a leeway there. It gets some swinging on the slider, but because he's ahead in the count. So that was 5 fastballs with a slider, and I think that's probably the way that you can coach him here until he really gets the feel for the slider. So that's what I'd like to see. I don't think it's so much that the slider is bad. There you go. Call strike 1 on the fastball. I think he's just throwing the slider too much. But then the broader question is, maybe he knows he doesn't have the feel for the slider. There you go. 0-2. And so he's just trying to get practice throwing the slider against real pitchers or real players from another team in a game situation. And that's why take everything with a grain of salt here. That ball's fouled away on the 0-2 pitch. And so that's why I think we have to not be overreacting on veteran players in spring training. And I posted a whole video on this the other day. Probably a lot of you guys have already seen it. But you just can't overreact. That ball is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That feels like a setup pitch for the slider here now. And that's what I think. And so it's like, but now that he's in a situation, right, once the runner in scoring position, he really bears down. There, gets him. Trumpet comes through. The trumpet comes through. We got the good luck trumpet here. All right. So we're going to the bottom of the 5th. Edwin Diaz does get out of it. And so this is the thing. And again, being a passionate fan, nothing wrong with being a passionate fan. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. But I'm going to try something here really quick. I think I want a background where I'm not actually in the picture. So I gotta update this background to a separate one here. So I just used the thumbnail for today as the background, but I don't think I would. Let me try a different version of the background that I think could work. Let's delete that. Let's make that logo bigger. Let's make this logo bigger. What do you guys think? Do you like having both teams in the background, or should I just have more of a... I like seeing a little bit of the stadium. Maybe I won't make it that much bigger. All right, let's do this. Let's try this background. Let me upload that really quick. We're just tweaking. I'm trying to figure out what I like here. All right, Tyron Taylor. Here's your chance. Here's your chance to win me back over here. All right, let me do... All right, we're going to switch up the background just a little bit so that way there's not like me being a distraction. All right, there we go. I think that's better, right? Because now even when I move away, it's just a baseball thing there. It's not perfect. I had to get that up. Yeah, I like that. I like that. We've got this. All right, I appreciate all the feedback, Stan, because I know what kind of looks good from my end, but the viewer experience is different than the creator experience sometimes. All right, 2 balls, no strikes. I like this. All right, Tyron should either get a good pitch to hit or should walk here. One of these two things. Like this at bat, either needs to get a good pitch to hit. It's a foul ball, out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. Got to update banner here. Here we go. Bottom 5s. That's a little bit inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count here. Hitters count, ready to go. Yeah, I like the slightly bigger logo and just get rid of myself. I know I can tell the Nationals one is like not in the right spot, but hopefully that's working for good. All right, fouled off. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. All right, Tyron Taylor, redeem yourself. Redeem yourself, Tyron. What do you got here? What do you got? I want to walk or I want a solid hit. He lines it. It's gonna fall and be caught by the right fielder. So I don't know, Tyron. I just don't. I don't want us relying on Tyron as an everyday player. Versatility and other stuff, that's good, but we got about 2 weeks of spring training to make it through. We have 1 week of college basketball playoffs to make it through, and we get the NCAA tournament. That'll kind of carry us through till the start of the Major League Baseball season. If I am able to be live, if I'm able to be live for the Japan series at 6 a.m., are you guys interested in just doing that? I think it's like there would be some interruptions because it would be while my kids are getting ready for school. That's high and inside. Woo, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Canario here. But let me know. I definitely want to stream anytime I can find streaming time for the game where I'm not doing other work. And I'd love to find times to do this. I just honestly have more fun just doing the game streams. I mean, I know it's important to do updates on your team, but I actually just like doing the game streams. It's like I'm going to watch the game anyway. It's like might as well watch it with a bunch of Mets fans, watch some other baseball. Maybe we can talk about watch some other games throughout the season too. Ooh, Canario's not look good today either. I don't know. Tyron Taylor and was it Alexander Canario? Is that right? Alexander Canario. Not super impressive either of their just plate appearances in general today. And that Sorry about that. We are back. Little technical difficulties. We're making this work though. Appreciate you being here with us. I need to get a cord so I can get this. Our Wi-Fi every once in a while just does weird stuff, so I need to get hardwired to the internet. I'm gonna get that figured out over the next couple weeks here, for sure, just so we don't have any cuts in the stream. Hopefully, the stream quality will be better too. The only problem is my router is like all the way across the house, which is again why we probably have some dropping signal things. So I'm gonna have to run like a really long cord to it. So we tried to get them to put it in the office, but they said they couldn't do it. But I might have to call and say, hey, let's fix this. All right, here we go. We're going to get the banner. So it is Grant Hartwig is going to be in for the Mets. You didn't miss any action while I was having technical difficulties. Anyway, we are the top of the 6th inning. And I think we got a bunch of subs. So let's see what we can. We can see what we can do here. Let's 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 see what we can do here. Pete Alonso is definitely out. They haven't updated everything because they're interviewing Pete on the sideline. So, all right. So we have that. Let me get the banner updated here. This ball is popped up to the right side. Let's see who's coming in. I don't even know. They haven't shown all the updates yet. I don't even know who's on the field for the Mets. So hold on one second. Let's edit this. We're at the top of the 6th inning. So Edwin Diaz pitched for the Mets last inning. He got out of it, got into trouble, but got out of trouble. They're slow in updating game day, so I don't even know who's come in for everybody. Let me just do a refresh, see if they're showing anything here. This ball is popped out the left side. Just foul. Barely foul. All right, so we do have all sorts of position adjustments here, but they just haven't come through, and they haven't set them on the stream yet. So as soon as we know, I will let you know. Of course, this is kind of unique to spring training. But Grant Hartwig is pitching for the Mets now. That's the one update that we have. That ball is outside. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hartwig is pitching to Luis Garcia Jr. That's outside as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Mets are winning 6-0. They scored all their 6 runs in the bottom of the 1st. It's been a bunch of nothing ever since. Mets threatened a couple times. Some good at-bats for the Mets today, but other than that first, not able to punch anything else home. That ball is ripped down past the first baseline. And that's going to be a single for Luis Garcia. That was ripped. He hit that ball hard. He didn't really get in front of it. I don't even know who that is. Do we have updates yet? There we go. We got some defensive substitutions. That was Christopher Suero. He is now at first. All right, there's the first one. There you go. William Lugo, Mets prospect, is in for Jeff McNeil. So they're probably getting certain guys their at-bats. But as of right now, Lindor, Vientos, they're both still in the game for the Mets. Pickoff play to first, gets back in time. Mets are up. Again, 6-0. We got the score scrolling for you on the bottom of the screen, giving you play-by-play. 2 balls, no strikes here. That's a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Alex Call is up for the Nationals. Grant Hartwig pitching for the New York Mets. That ball is just inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Another close pickoff play at first, but didn't get him. That is 2 disengagements, so if they do throw over again, they got to get him. That ball is grounded to Vientos at third. To second, not in time at first. But got the lead runner. This will be a fielder's choice. And there will be 2 outs with a runner on first for the Nationals here. Top of the 6th inning, Grant Hartwig. Pitching through a little bit of trouble here, but doing all right. Andrew Pinckney Pinkney. Pinkney? Pinkney. That is called strike. Like seeing when our pitchers can do first pitch strikes, for sure. That ball is chopped to shortstop. And he is going to beat that out for an infield signal. Not so, I don't know. Probably, I don't know if they're going to call that an error. The throw was offline. All right, we've got Dalen Lyle is up for the Nationals. First pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Mets are still up 6-0, but the Nationals have their first little threat in a while here. Runners on first and second, but there are 2 outs. Grant Hartwig got to bear down. 2 balls and no strikes is not what you want, though. Probably sitting fastball right here. 2 ball, no strike count. So if you've got like a off-speed pitch, you can pitch for a strike. That's inside and high as well. 3 balls and no strikes. Runners on first and second. Grant Hartwig, come on. You're not looking sharp today. We got more subs as well. Sorry, we'll at least one more. Lindor is out of the game as well. Vientos is still playing, but Lindor is out. Wyatt Young is now in short, and he loses them. That's a walk. So the bases are loaded here in the top of the 6th inning. All right, Mets just went out, did a little visit to the mound. All right, Hartwig starts. Andrew Kinzer, I still haven't figured out how to say it. Starts him off with a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. This is for Hartwig. This has not been a good. He just can't find the strike zone at all with any of his pitches. That's a strike. There we go. So we got a couple of our relievers struggling to really get off to those first pitch strike. Edwin Diaz was able to battle back. This one's a lot dicier situation. Now there are 2 outs, so you just need it. Just need 1 more out here, but that's outside as well. He's just so not zoned in at all. Popped up. Maybe got bailed out of this inning here. Some foul territory. Woo! Chris Suero. That was a tough play. Came running in. The ball was kind of right where the runner was. He had to run pretty far. I would say for a minor leaguer in that spot for Chris Suero, that was a pretty good play. It wasn't pretty, but we got it done. All right. So we're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. I bet you we're going to start seeing a lot more subs coming in for the Nationals here as well. I'm not going to update all of you. I wonder if we're going to get a sub for Jackson Reitz here, because there are other pitchers who are auditioning for this new backup spot. The Mets need a backup catcher since Francisco Alvarez is going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. So Luis Torrens is your new starting catcher, but now you need a new backup. Jackson Reitz had a phenomenal first at bat, hitting a grand slam. We'll see. We will see if he's still in or if they're going to sub him out for one of the other guys. I mean, I would assume you want to get more information on some of the other ones who are auditioning for this spot. So, all right. We're going to put the good luck pig here. I'll be right back in just a second. Let's say 45 minutes to an hour, unless something weird happens. Yeah. Enjoy the next while they're on. It's already the sixth inning. Do you see it? Francisco Alvarez is out 6 to 8 weeks. Francisco Alvarez broke his hand. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. All right, we are back. I just had to inform my son that Francisco Alvarez is out for 6 to 8 weeks. So he just heard the news. It's very sad. Dogs on the beach. That's what they're showing on the stream right now. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here today. We are MetropoliFins. We are YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. Let's get our banner updated here because we are now the bottom of the sixth. There we go. All right, Jackson Reitz is staying in for this at bat. I would assume he's going to be subbed out soon here, but maybe not. Maybe they've already made up their mind. We are at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jackson Reitz here. Coming back to you. Ooh, just inside. That was really close. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here we go. Strikes out, swinging. So Reitz had that one good at bat, but that's sometimes all you need is one good at bat from your catcher. Eli Serrano is up for the Mets. First pitch is a strike right down the middle. Second pitch is also a strike down the middle as well. And our third pitch here is fouled off to the outside. I think we're all caught up on everything here. All right. No balls and 2 strikes. That one is fouled out of play as well. Brady House, who's like one of the top prospects for the Nationals, he is now in the game for the Nationals. Playing, where is he playing? Third base. That ball is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eli Serrano has not had a great game. That's outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And ball is grounded back to the pitcher. He is going to be out at first. That'll be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. William Lugo, Mets prospect, is up now. First pitch is a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Second pitch is a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's the third pitch of the inning. Swings at a really bad pitch. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That ball is low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. It's just not, a lot of these guys are just not putting in quality at bats outside of our starters. Been lots of saying that's outside. Oh, called strike 3. I thought that was outside. He challenges it. It was outside. He got it right. Yeah, I thought that one was outside. 2 inches outside. So it was going to be called strike 3, but he now turns the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So it's a full count instead of striking out on a pitch that was 2 inches outside. And then he hits the next one, so at least he puts it in play. It is going to be popped out to the left fielder, and that will end the inning. So, but just in general, like, it's better to at least make the out by flying out, by putting the ball into play, than just to be striking out looking, and especially when it's a pitch that was clearly a ball by 2 inches. Like, I called it a ball in real time, and he thought it was a ball in real time. So the Mets have lost 1 of their 2 challenges, but they still have 1 remaining for the rest of the game. We are at the end of the 6th inning. We're going to get the banner updated for you because we're going to the top of the 7th inning. We are MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're going to be live streaming as many games as we possibly can through this year ahead. So the more we can get word out and get people out, the more games I'm going to be able to stream. We're doing a giveaway on the channel. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. What did I want to do? Let's see. How do I do? Oh, let's edit. No. What do I want to do? This is what I wanted to do. Still navigating this, but we're doing a giveaway on the channel. We're giving away a David Peterson rookie card. We'll show you what that looks like. That could be yours. You just have to sign up at the link that is on the screen. It is also the pinned comment if you're watching on live. It's the first. It is the first link in the description if you're watching on replay. Sign up there. All you need to do is sign up with your email address. You only need to send me a mailing address if you win. But this will enter you into all future giveaways that we're going to do on the channel. We're going to be giving away lots of sports cards, sports memorabilia, and not just like for major milestones. We're going to do it like as many milestones as we can along the way. We might even do like weekly giveaways if we can get big enough. So I just appreciate you guys for supporting this channel, and we're going to just do our best to keep giving things away more and more and more. So that's what we've got. That is the card that you can win in the giveaway. So appreciate you. We're at the top of the 7th. We'll give you all of the changes here. Alexander Canario is out. First pitch is fouled back. Here we go. Wyatt Young. Oh, nope, that's not the right one. There we go. Travis Swaggerty is in for Alexander Canario for the Mets. Genesis Cabrera is pitching for the Mets. Hopefully he will pitch better than Grant Hartwig did, even though he didn't give up any runs. It was a very dicey outing. Kevin Villavicencio is replacing Eli Serrano today. Ooh, batter lost his bat on a slider there. There it is. Genesis Cabrera. All right, and then we do have our catcher substitution, which I thought we might get last inning, but Jackson Reitz is out. The hero of the day so far, hitting that grand slam. Chris Williams, who is also auditioning for the backup catcher position here, with Francisco Alvarez out for the next 2 months. Guess the only good news with that is at least the next 2 weeks are spring training weeks, so maybe only missing 4 to 6 weeks of regular season action. 1-2 pitch is fouled out of the way, so you should be caught up on all the substitutions. This is something that is very uniquely spring training. Mets are winning 6-0. We are in the top of the 7th inning. Clay Holmes had another great pitching performance, struck out 8 batters today in 3 2/3 innings. This pitch is popped up foul, out of play. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. CJ Abrams is still in the game for the Nationals. Kind of surprising, but maybe they want to get one more at bat out of him. Generally, your starters and stars, you're not playing this deep into the game. But this one has also popped up just in short left field. Swaggerty gets under it, makes the catch. That's 1 out for the Nationals here. Top of the 7th inning. Genesis Cabrera pitching for the Mets. Appreciate you all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. James Wood is now up for the Nationals here. It is 6-0 Mets. The Mets scored all their runs in the bottom of the 1st inning. So unfortunately, if you missed the 1st inning, you've missed almost all the action. Clay Holmes looked absolutely awesome today. 8 more strikeouts, 3 2/3 innings pitched, no runs. He's pitched over 9 innings without giving up a run in spring training. First pitch is in for a strike. Or sorry, the second pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. So appreciate you being here. Feel free to type on in. Let me know what's going on. We're just building this community here of MetropoliFins. Next pitch is just a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. We're YouTube's smallest New York Mets Miami Dolphins channel. We've been bringing out all the props. We brought out the trumpet for Edwin Diaz today. We brought out the good luck pig. I'll show you the good luck pig. Here's the good luck pig. James Wood sends it all the way down the left field corner. That's going to be an easy double. So there will be a 1-out base runner for the Nationals here. Went with the pitch. A very nice swing. It wasn't a bad pitch either. It was kind of high and outside, probably a ball. And they are going to pull James Wood out here, which is what you would expect. You don't want your stars to be staying in here super late in the game, you know. See if we figure out who that is. Oh, we got one more defensive substitution that I missed. Rowdy Jordan. Rowdy Jordan is in, replacing Tyron Taylor. 1 ball and no strike. The Mets challenged that first pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. They got it wrong, so the Mets are now officially out of challenges. Oh, sorry, Sharon. You need to go back and watch the 1st inning. For sure. You got to go back and watch that. You watch the 1st inning, and if you want to, watch all of Clay Holmes pitching. But I'm glad that you're here now. All the action was in the 1st. Clay Holmes looked really well, pitched really well, looked good again today. Also, if you're looking for signs of progress, Edwin Diaz got into big trouble, but got out of big trouble. So I consider that progress. And I know some people will just be ripping on Edwin, but I think he's just working on his slider and trying to get his slider good and working. And as soon as he started focusing on fastballs and then changing up with the slider off the fastball, then he started getting guys easy. So I think he was just trying to get his slider for a strike too. And he's been testing that out. It is 3 balls and 1 strike here. And that's actually going to be ball 4. Genesis Cabrera has got now runners on first and second for the Nationals. There's only 1 out. Mets are winning 6-0. All those runs were scored in the first. But Sharon, I'm glad that you are here today. And now you're done with work. At least hopefully you can enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm kind of the opposite. After this game, I'm going to be going out. I'm going to be delivering food for supper here tonight. So we're actually having early family supper. As soon as this game is over, I'm going to have pizza with my family. My awesome wife is making homemade pizza dough right now. So when you don't live in the Northeast, you got to sometimes learn how to at least make some better pizza than what you can always get around here. We do have a couple of good pizza places, but nothing as good as I ever had when I lived up in New Jersey. That's for sure. Brothers Pizza. That was my pizza joint. It was within walking distance of my house growing up. Genesis Cabrera struggling a lot here. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's like when he's missing, he's not missing close. Some of his misses are way off. So I agree, Sharon. Yeah, like I'm not in panic mode. I did get a trumpet though. So I have a trumpet net prop. It just doesn't play as well because when it goes like this, kind of disappears because of the green screen element. But if I go straight on, it'll work. So if you really want to go see me mouthing Timmy trumpets, that's in here too. But I agree. No panic. If you haven't heard though, Sharon, Francisco Alvarez is out 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks, Francisco Alvarez is out. A fractured bone in his hand. So, all right, that ball falls in for a little dink and dunk single. So the bases are now loaded for the Nationals here. Bases are loaded in the top of the 7th inning. Luis Garcia Jr. is up for the Nationals. He actually had a good at-bat last time up. This is a good position for Genesis Cabrera to really bear down, but ball 1. Yeah. If there's any solace, Jackson Reitz, who's auditioning for backup catcher, well, he had the big hit of the day. That ball goes through the hole, grounded. The Nationals are going to score 1, and that's it. They're only going to score 1. It wasn't a great throw-in from the outfield, but it still held him. So it's 6-1 Nationals. All right, so we're going to update our banner here. Got to manually update the scoreboard. I don't got bots to do it for me yet. We'll get that figured out here eventually. But, all right, space is loaded still. Genesis Cabrera is just not. He does not have it today. First ball is fisted backwards, foul. At least he gets off to a lead on the count here. No balls and 1 strike. Gets ahead in the count. Wow, I can't even talk. Pitch 2 is swing and a miss. Man, I'm losing all my words here. No balls and 2 strikes here. There are 2 outs now. So there are 2 outs, but this is not a good inning for Genesis Cabrera. He will not be putting this on his highlight reel. But if he can get out here with only giving up 1 run after having bases loaded, it's not too bad. That pitch is high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's not a bad pitch. You can get him to swing at that. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alex Call is up for the Nationals. So let me know, Sharon, what do you think of the background, the scroll? We're trying to improve this. That pitch was close, but no challenges left for the Mets. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I know. I mean, that pretty much any realistic shot for the All-Star game is toast. Just kind of stinks for him. I was expecting a big year. It doesn't mean he still can't have a great second half of the season. And if anything, maybe it'll help because he won't be as tired at the end of the season. But you just don't want to see it. You don't want to see it, especially in spring training. It was just swinging and batting practice. He felt something. I wonder if there was just some sort of hairline fracture that was already there, and the stress of swinging did it. This ball is fisted off, and that's going to fall in. It's going to score 2, I think, or maybe just 1. Oh, it's just going to score 1. So that's another run in for the Nationals here. But I mean, this is why you can't be walking base runners. Mendoza's coming out. 27 pitches for Genesis Cabrera. Gives the clap. That's it. So Genesis is coming out. We're going to have a pitching change here. You probably could have had a pitching change before this if it was regular season. But definitely having a pitching change here because he got to his pitch limit. It is 6-2 Mets now here in the top of the 7th inning. I'll let you know who's coming in as soon as they announce it. All right. Good. I appreciate it, Sharon. I'm trying to make it a better viewing experience with everything that we're doing. Use the virtual background for now because I don't have a pretty background. I won't always have, for the long form videos and stuff, I won't always have it, but we're going to maybe try using this a little bit more for our lives. I think it just is better, makes it just a better setup. So we are at a pitching change. You're not missing any of the action right now. It is 6-2 Mets over the Nationals. All right, so let's see. I'm just seeing if they've announced the pitching change. Yes. There we go. Danielle Juarez. I'm not good at rolling my R's. Thank you so much, Sharon. Yes, I agree, Stan. I mocked it up really quick in the stream. So if that's what I'm going to do in the future, thank you for catching that. I appreciate it because, yeah, definitely, for sure. Like, as soon as I put it up in the background, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's definitely not right. So what I'm going to do, probably I'm just going to take like an afternoon and I'll get all the different Mets matchups. Do you guys think it matters if I'm constantly having Mets to the left, if they're the away team, or can I you think I can always just have the Mets on the right, whether they're home or away? First pitch swinging. Oh, and bobble that's short, and everybody's going to be safe. Another runner scores here. No, I appreciate it. Give me feedback on all this because I want to make this as good as possible. So, yeah, Washington is definitely – and I don't even know if they're exactly the same size logos. So, but I mocked it up really quick while I was on the live. So, if I know what I want to do, then I can definitely prep them. Bases are still loaded. Mets could – literally, this is the go-ahead run at the plate here. Now, of course, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter in terms of like record for Mets. This is all minor leaguers and stuff playing at this point. There's a few guys still battling for roster spots here, but just in general. Hits him. Ooh, well, there goes another run. I can't even keep up here. Hold on. We gotta jump here. So it is now 6-4. The bases are still loaded. This is going downhill fast, everybody. But this is why you look at individual performances in the spring. You don't look at team results. Okay. Sounds good, Sam. Like, that's what I usually do for the thumbnails anyway. And what's great about baseball is, like, it's not like it's unpredictable. I could literally make every single thumbnail. I could make every single thumbnail I need for the entire season before the season even starts. I could go through the schedule because you need, like, probably home and away for most every National League team, and then either home or away Mets for the American League teams. So I'll probably keep up with that. Like I said, it's not like we're going to stream every single game. We're going to stream as many as we can. But unfortunately, for now, I still have other jobs that I have to do to pay the bills. Sadly, right? Someday we'll all be retired and living at Citi Field, right? We could be all... Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was doing this for football streams on my other channel, which is what inspired me starting up this channel. So it is nice. It's not super heavy on the thumbnail side, and it's not like I'm creating logos. By the way, this background that you can see there, I fiddle around with stuff, but that's actually an AI generated background. The baseball field, and so it's interesting what you can do to kind of help when you're a new content creator. I don't know if any of you are interested in content creation. We talk about it a lot on my other channel, but if you're interested in it, like, there's lots of little shortcuts that you can do. So always here to help with all of that stuff too. Yep. Exactly. We got a pop foul out. That will be 2 outs. I thought there were 2 outs, but either my eyes are buggy or they had it wrong on the screen. Probably just blame my eyes. All right. So the bases are still loaded, but there are now 2 outs. It is 6-4. With Mets starters in, they absolutely dominated. They were up 6-0. So, but you still kind of want to win the game. You still want to see these minor leaguers battle and stuff. Nunez is up for the Nationals. First pitch is a ball. High, maybe a little bit outside. We are on the top of the 7th. Mets are up 6-4. Is the phrasing on the banner, is that simple enough too? Nationals 4, Mets 6, top 7. I can only, at least right now, I'll keep studying and figure out if there's more, but I can only figure out how to do it as a single line. So that's the way I'm going with right now. So yeah, I like it. If we can become super fans, can't Steve Cohen hot shot through the infield? All right, that is going to be a tie game. Just absolutely smoked that ball. They tried to throw back behind the guy at second to get him out. Didn't get that back. I mean, it's a shot. Just totally ate up our second baseman. I don't even know who's our second baseman right now. DeAndre Smith got totally smoked on that play. I think he was out at second. All right, thank you. But it is 6-6. So there's runners on first and second, top of the 7th inning. Score is 6-6. There's 2 outs. That is kind of the game reset for you right now. The Mets scored 6 in the first. The Nationals have scored 6th in the 7th. Oh, wait, that's not the one I want. Wait, that's the wrong banner. I clicked on the wrong banner. Sorry about that. I was doing some trial banner. Let me delete that. I don't need that banner anymore. If I can figure out how to integrate, I'll show you guys really quick on the banner. I was working on this the other night. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes here, by the way. Top of the 7th, runners on first and second. Nationals have scored 6 in the 7th off of Mets relievers, mostly Genesis Cabrera. That's ball, low in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So during football season, I was able to create a banner that looked like this. It had all of the, you can see it had all the scores, like the final scores scrolling. So I was able to do that, which I thought was really cool. I would love to figure out how to do it with a live updating, but that's probably some plugin that I have to buy or something like that. Ball's popped up, but back out of place. Still remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. I was thinking the game could end early too, but now if the Mets are tied or behind through 9, then they're going to have to hit in the bottom of the 9th. So not a good performance for Genesis Cabrera. And Daniel Juarez is doing okay, but he's not doing great either. And now we're full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mets fans are trying too. For spring training, like the Mets fans are actually like cheering and trying to get them through this, but all right, that ball's foul out of play. Yeah, so I wonder for some of these guys, like I just wonder if they're working with them for some other reason. Like there's obviously a reason that you're seeing some guys more than others. There's a reason why you didn't see Diaz until like just a couple days ago. So I'm not sure what's going on with some of these guys. The runners are running. It's low, ball 4. Bases are loaded once again. I think Jeremy Hefner is coming out. We got a visit at the mound. All right, we need the good luck pig. The good luck pig. Let's go. This is my piggy bank from when I was a kid. I've been going through totes. So I'm like, I got to bring some of these old things out. Got the good luck pig. So anytime we need something, let's okay, that was the Senga. All right, here we go. First pitch to swing and a miss. I like that. These guys, these pitchers that are coming up, they got to be pitching first pitch strikes. It's like you're going to get in so much less trouble, even if you give up a first pitch home run. Still better than what this inning turned into. Just an absolute mess of an inning. If you're going to give up a hard shot, you might as well give it up to the first batter with nobody on. All right, this ball is popped out. Can the Mets actually get out of this inning? Gets under it, and yay! The good luck pig. The good luck pig. Finally have something to celebrate. What a horrible inning that was. All right. Well, we made it through that inning. Absolute travesty of an inning, but now we'll see if our minor leaguers can somehow bring us back here. So we're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. So I appreciate everybody here. Yeah. Yeah, I hope we're not reaching too far into the farm system for relievers. And the thing is, they've lost a lot of their power because a lot of their power has moved up to the majors now. I mean, you remember when it used to be like Beatty, Vientos, Alvarez, like it was like guaranteed 2 home runs a night between Beatty, Vientos, Alvarez back in the day. All right, so it's 6-6. This game is tied. The Mets scored 6 in the bottom of the 1st. The Nationals scored 6 in the top of the 7th. That's all the action for the entire game. But That being said, the Mets scored their runs with their starters against their starters. The Mets gave up their runs with their backups against their backups. So, all right. Yeah, bottom of the seventh. Yes, never good when they don't have photos for anybody who's coming up. That's really funny. I think I can show that really quick. Hold on. I can show that. Let me see if I can pull it up here really quick before it goes away. If you can see on the bottom of the screen here. See, you can see on the bottom of the screen, all three of the guys, no pictures. So there. Yeah, no one who's coming up for the Mets has a picture in their profile. Wow, nice little play here by Nunez for the Nationals. There's a little blooping liner that he grabbed. So that's going to be one out here. It's a little soft liner. Good play, though, to go back on it. Keep his eye on it. There's a bunch of changes for the defense. Yeah, and we have at least three guys in spring training with the last name De Los Santos, which is like kind of funny too. Because I was like, and they don't put the first initial because it's too long to read the name. I think the other two, I think there's only one still in spring. I think Luis is the only one left, but there was three of them, and there was one game they were all three in the lineup at the same time. So I just like, there's a 33% chance there's a De Los Santos who's up. So that's how it goes. Spring, there's lots of quirks to spring. They got three guys wearing Gary, Keith, and Ron jerseys on there. Are they all cousins? I mean, theoretically or actually, I don't know. I mean, I get it. It's a small landmass. You know, you're gonna have lots of sharing names and lots of familial relationships, but it's like the name is so long it doesn't even have. Oh, gotcha. I gotcha, Stan. The name is so long I have no idea which one it is. All right, there's two outs here. Sorry, bottom of the seventh. Who do we have up? Christopher Suero just made the out. This is Jeff McNeil spots DeAndre Smith. Sounds like a football player more than a baseball player to me. It's a grounder to the shortstop. Picks it up. Throws the first. That was an easy 1-2-3 inning. So, not much fight there. All right, here we go. We're going to the top of the eighth inning. We're at commercial break. It's the Washington Nationals 6, the New York Mets 6. We'll see if there's any other subs coming in for the Mets here in just a little bit. All right, so you're not missing any of the action. We're on commercial break right now. Yes, wasn't Acuna's dad in the Mets organization? I think he was in the Mets organization at one point in time as well. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We are MetropoliFins. We're YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're going to live stream as many games as we possibly can throughout the season. The more subs, the more likes, the more people hanging out with us, the more we can do it. It all just we all work together. So if you're enjoying it, share it with a friend who's a Mets fan. The more we get word out here, the better. Appreciate each and every one of you hanging out with us today, whether you're watching live or on replay. I mean, if you made it this far in the replay, you're a hardcore Mets fan. If you're watching the top of the 8th of a spring training game where all of our subs are in on replay, then you're dedicated. That's like you win fan of the week if you're watching this on replay. All right, let's see if the Mets have any subs. Rico Garcia looks like the only sub that they are showing for the Mets for our pitching change. Rico Garcia replaces Daniel Juarez. One ball, no strikes, and next pitch is a strike. Swing. 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's not get behind in the count like crazy here. Yenesis Cabrera definitely does not get the that pitch is strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is Brady House. He's one of the Nationals' top prospects who is up, so you definitely expect to see a solid at bat here. Next pitch is low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That ball is fouled out of play. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rico Garcia is pitching for the Mets. Score is 6-6 in the top of the 8th inning. So. Oh, Grant Hartwig was assigned to the minor league club today. Let me see if I can find all the Mets roster moves for the day too, because there should be I should be able to find that. Should be posted somewhere. Another foul ball. Like I said, expected when you see like these young prospects coming up, even if they don't get hits here, expect a fair amount of good at bats. That's a high, and he works the walk. That's a very good at bat for Brady House there, by the way. So again, these Mets pitchers are just struggling to pitch strikes. It definitely needs to be something that they're going to be working on. Like, you just can't be getting behind. Majors, minors, doesn't matter where. Just pitch strikes. It's so frustrating because there's a lot of finesse pitching. Sometimes you just need power, that fastball down the middle. Especially when there's nobody on, nobody out. Just go after that first guy. Mark Vientos also had a 2-run homer today. Jackson Reitz had a grand slam for the Mets. That was all the Mets scoring in the bottom of the first. Mets found out that Francisco Alvarez is going to be out for the next 6 to 8 weeks. That ball was just challenged, but it actually was a strike. Caught the outside corner. So it remains 1-1. That ball's fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes here now. Is this Luis Garcia Jr. again? He has had a good game, if that's him. Well, the broadcast says Garcia went 3 for 4 today. But let's see. Yeah, Luis Garcia. No, Chris Wallace or something like that. I don't know. It's either Caden Wallace. They're having a hard time keeping up on all this stuff. So many subs changes going on. Caden Wallace is up. But Luis Garcia Jr. went 3 for 4 today for the Nationals. Had a really good day. Really good day. Lots of just keep fouling off pitches. That's what the Mets were doing early in the game. That's what the Nationals have done the second half of the game. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. That ball is going to get away. Brady House is easily going to move to second. So there'll be a runner on second now. Full count once again. I'm going to tell you, these games just slow down so much in the 6th, 7th, 8th innings. Spring training games. And I know it's what it is. It's the way it's supposed to be. But I'm getting hungry. I got pizza that's going to be ready soon. Top of the 8th inning here for the Mets. And he walks them. Runners on first and second. Just not the day for the Mets minor league pitchers. I'm just going to say that. It's just been. Hey, how's it going, Seth? Boomer Sooner. How are you? What sports do you follow for Oklahoma? You follow, like, do they have? I haven't even looked in college basketball. Do the Sooners have a good college basketball team this year? So Yankees, Sooners, Eagles, Rangers. I'm assuming that's New York Rangers. That's quite the combination. That is. So how did you go to Oklahoma? That's a mix of teams. I'm Mets and Dolphins, so I understand mixing teams from different areas of the country. So I totally get it. But welcome. Thank you for hanging out with us. This game is slowing down so much. They're talking about like the Sopranos now. Oh, an Oklahoma Thunder. Nice. Well, awesome. How do you feel about Yankees spring training? Obviously, we're following Mets here, but are we going to see a Subway Series this year? Are you feeling confident? Two balls and 2 strikes here. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Can we put somebody away, please? Fouled away. I mean, kudos to these Nationals hitters for just they keep fouling off and spoiling good pitches. There's no outs here in the top of the 8th, with Nationals have 2 on. So it's okay, good. I mean, there's some Mets fans who are like super anti-Yankee, but I'm all for a Subway Series. I'm never going to root for the Yankees, but I'm not as anti-Yankee as a lot are. Probably anti-Philly the most. Phillies, Braves, Yankees would be my 3 most hated. Pitch high and outside, full count. These Mets relievers. You're feeling Subway. Sooners are weak in hoops this year. Thunder are good. Got it. I am not a basketball guy. I literally cram. I cram for the NCAA tournament. So I watch, but I usually do decent in my picks. Never great. I just don't have time to watch a lot of college basketball, but I do enjoy the NCAA tournament. So I cram for it here. Still a full count, no outs, top of the 8th. This inning and this game has slowed down so much. Hey, swing and a miss. Finally, we got an out. Yeah, what's the? Because I've been seeing stuff about Cole that he's like not sure about his elbow or whatever. Hey, but I mean, in Seth's case, you got an Eagles Super Bowl, so how long does a championship last where you're at the point that it's like, okay, I don't care too much about my other teams? I mean, or does the championship only work for that particular team? Like, so you're an Eagles fan. How many years is he possibly out for the year? Well, that would be a hard thing. Oh, your softball. Okay, gotcha. 21. Oh, well, congrats on that. Is that slow pitch, Seth? And like, how competitive of a league is that? That's a great start to the season. We got a pitching change here, of course, because all right, because why not slow this down anymore? That's a pitching change for the Mets. Cameron Foster is coming in for Rico Garcia. So can we just find a pitcher? Gotcha. See, man, Stan, I'm impressed. You're like a sports encyclopedia to know all this stuff. Someday I'll have time to follow this stuff more than I do right now. All right, we're just coming back from commercial break. Here we go. Well, thank you. I consider myself maybe the last of a dying breed of true. Like, I like football, but I'm a baseball purist. That ball is lined out to center field. That was actually two pitches, but hey, it's nice to get a quick out. So now we got two outs in the top of eighth. So I appreciate the kind words, Stan. Yeah, I just consider myself that kind of last of the breed of. I mean, I know there's other ones out there, but I just the strategy in the game of baseball. That's for me. That's why I struggle with a lot of the rule changes because there's so much of the strategy side. Like that's why I miss the having pitchers hit because there was always the strategy of do you take your pitcher out or do you have them bunt? And like that's just I know it's like old fan yells at cloud, but that's the part that I miss. And what I love about baseball versus every other sport is it's the only sport without a time limit. You know, it's never impossible to come back. I think most I think most people were happy. I think most people were happy that the Chiefs didn't win again. That is ball low in the dirt. And we're back to normal Mets pitching here this inning, and it's a 3-0 count already. He rips it. Ground ball. Nice stop at second. Does he hold the bag at first? He does. That was not a pretty play, but it got the job done. DeAndre Smith made a nice play. Chris Suero made kind of like the catch while falling over, was able to hold the bag. So it wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. So we are out of the inning here. Going to the bottom of the eighth. All right, we are at commercial break. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's figure out who is probably coming up. Rowdy Jordan, Travis Swaggerty, Luis De Los Santos. That's who is due up. You can see on the bottom of the screen there. Rowdy Jordan, Travis Swaggerty, Luis De Los Santos. So that's who we have due up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's true. Is Cole in the contract year? I mean, Cole's had a great career, regardless. Like, obviously, don't want injuries, but I'd have to look at his stats, but my gut says he's had a Hall of Fame career. Yep. I don't think that contract is going to be worth it, but we'll see. But I mean, if you could just stay healthy, I mean, you do get paid for your past. We got a strike, and then we got a foul ball out of play. Could be no balls and 2 strikes. So for the last 2 innings or so, it's been consistently Mets pitchers walk, and Mets hitters just get behind in the count really quick. Pitchers are getting behind, Mets pitchers getting behind, Mets hitters are getting behind. It's been a lot of, I would just say a lot of bad at bats. They're just not battles, or I'm not impressed. Not impressed by the backups that are playing in the second half of this game. Of course, they're young. They're learning. That was outside. He waved at it, but didn't go. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, I mean, you have to sell tickets. That's the business part of it. And he strikes out swinging. Sorry, this is the first inning was exciting. The first 4 innings of Clay Holmes pitching was exciting. Other than that, this has been an absolute depressing snooze fest of a game today. It's like the win doesn't matter, but it's still like when you give up 6 runs in the 7th inning, it still is like, this game was a lot better than it looked. Jonathan, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Of course, the big news for Mets camp, Francisco Alvarez is out for 6 to 8 weeks. Oh, that ball is hit. Is that going to go? It's off of the wall. Swaggerty is going to make it all the way to third. We actually have excitement in this game for the first time in a long time. You woke up the team, Jonathan. They're just waiting for you to show up. That was a nice hit. Like, seriously, I'm like falling asleep here. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. By the way, for those of you following DeGrom, he pitched 2 perfect innings. Oh, this should score a run. Fly ball to right. Tagging. He's easily in there. The Mets take the lead. Maybe we'll call him the Rally Pig. We need the Rally Pig. We got the Rally Pig here. There we go. We'll update the ticker here. That was actually some good base running there to the Rally Pig. So the Mets got the lead back. So that way, officially in the stats, some minor league pitcher who probably doesn't deserve it gets it. I agree. I hate for DeGrom what's happened to him. But I do think he's saved. His arm has been saved some. Obviously, the injuries have hurt, but the repetition, I definitely could see him pitching if he can stay healthy, right? If he can stay healthy, I can see him pitching to 40. Rowdy Jordan is currently up for the Mets. There's nobody on, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. The Mets just took a 7-6 lead. Appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with us here today as we are nearing the end of this game. There will be no Edwin Diaz for the 9th inning. He has already pitched. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Keep sharing the word. The more people we get watching, the more streams these I can do. Fist that ball foul. Rowdy Jordan up. It's a good name. I know there's a Rowdy Tellez. He was with the Brewers. I don't know if he's still there or not. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Mets did take the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll see who they have pitch in the 9th. Hopefully someone who could get 3 outs without pitching a bunch of balls and giving up a bunch of walks like all our other pitchers the last few innings. Swing and a miss, a bad swing there. All right, let's see. Well, I'll let you know if you can guess who you think is coming on here. As soon as I see something or hear something, I'll post it. So Mets are up 7-6. We can update our banner here because we are going to the top of the 9th. By the way, for those of you who missed it, I got myself a trumpet. So we played it for Edwin Diaz today. I want to think that helped him. He had a rocky outing, but he pitched through it. So the second half of his outing today looked a lot better than the first half and his previous outing. So, yeah, no, I agree. It would be nice to have that. All right. I'm going to tell you, it's not Stanek, though. Connor Overton. Here we go. This is the pitching change. Connor Overton is coming in. All the Nats batters, yeah. It's funny, though, because I guess Overton pitched with the Reds. Let's look up Connor Overton here. The Mets have 10 walks today, 3 of them by Clay Holmes, but from Edwin Diaz to Rico Garcia, that was 7 walks in just over 3 innings. It's way too much. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm looking at. He's got the Reds cap. So let's look up his stats because I'm assuming he pitched with the Reds. So let's. Oh, no, not that one. Let's go here. Present. Share screen. Connor Overton. So this spring, he's pitched in 3 games with 6.75 ERA and 2.2 innings pitched. He last pitched in the majors in 2023. So he has about 60 innings, just under 6 innings of major league experience pitching. 2022 had a 2.73 ERA and 33 innings pitched. That's about, looks like his best. Didn't really do so well in 2023. All right, Mets get the first batter out. One down. If we can somehow get two. Oh, sorry. There's the Connor Overton stats. So you guys can see those really quick. All right. We got one out in the top of the ninth. Mets are up 7-6. Count as 1 ball and no strikes. We are going to run as soon as the game is over here. I got to have supper with my family, and then I got to go out and work tonight. So we won't have any recap, but there are plenty of great YouTubers out there who have recaps of this game. More important than that, you got to see live reaction. And I think sometimes there's more value to the live reaction versus just someone who has time to plan their canned response, because you really get to see what you think in real time. Sometimes you miss stuff, but I think when you're seeing it in real time, it's good. So please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate you all. This ball is grounded to second. Throwing to first. We got 2 outs in the top of the ninth. So hopefully you guys like this setup here, trying to get a little bit better for you for the presentation. I'm going to work on my internet connectivity and speed because I know that's an issue. I'm going to see if I can hardwire this thing into directly into the router so I'm not using Wi-Fi for my broadcast. I think that'll help some. So we're gonna keep trying to improve this, and I just appreciate your patience with all this. If you have not yet signed up, we are doing a David Peterson rookie card giveaway. You can sign up at the link. It's the pinned comment. If you're watching live, it's the first link in the description. If you're watching on replay, here we go. Oh, just got in there past a diving shortstop. Someone who I have no idea who it is. 2 out, single to stay alive for the Nationals. And you can sign up there. All you have to do is provide an email address. You don't need to give me your address unless you win. You also are getting a Nick Madrigal rookie card if you win. We got 2 of those. That was the original giveaway, but then Madrigal got hurt and is out for the season most likely, and probably will never play with the Mets. So I'll be good to my word and give you that card too. But make sure you sign up. We're going to be drawing very soon. That's our 100 subscriber drawing. And wanted to, since David Peterson's coming out on fire. Oh, they almost had him picked off. They almost had him. That'd be a great way to end the game, was a pickoff. So yeah, if you're interested in signing up, that'll sign you up for all future giveaways that we do too. It's just a one-time sign up. And we are good. Yeah, I think ESPN has Sunday Night Baseball for just this year, right? This is their last year. Thank you, Stan. Thank you for the kind words. So we're going to stick with you to the end of the game because there is still a chance, seeing how the Mets minor league relievers have been pitching. There's a very good chance they don't hold this. 2 balls and no strikes, because that's what we like doing. Let's just give them 2 balls. How's it going, Corey? Mets are trying to hold off for a victory here. Appreciate you. How is life up in Canada? 2 balls, no strikes. Runner on first for the Nationals. Mets are up 7-6, top of the ninth. The ball is flied. He looks like he got under it. He's got it, and the Mets somehow survive this game with a 7-6 victory. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Regular season's just a couple weeks away, so we want to be able to get to you live for as many broadcasts as we can. I appreciate each and every one of you. Absolutely. Madrigal to the Hall of Fame. Let's get him healed up first and see him in the Mets uniform maybe next season or end of this season. Thank you all. I will see you guys soon. Have a great day. And until we meet again, let's go Mets.